As I say, comedy is subjective, and this one's just not working out for me. So my thoughts on the first 3 episodes of The Fruit of Evolution. Before I knew it, my life had it made, a series that is airing in the fall 2021 anime season, so let's jump right into it. The Fruit of Evolution follows a guy named Seichi, and at some point while he's in his classroom, they kind of point out the fact that Seichi is obviously overweight, he's smelly, everybody seems to bully him, but at some point, his entire classroom, or at least multiple classrooms, I'm not sure, seems like multiple classrooms, all get some message over the speaker system saying that essentially, hey, I'm this being that's going to transport you to another world. You're going to get these stats. Check out your stats. You can actually check your stats. Get ready. We're going to, group up if you want to, and we'll transport you. And obviously, nobody wants to be with Seichi, and his skills look like they're crap. His level's crap. And they all get transported to this other world. Seichi transported pretty much out in the middle of nowhere, while everybody seems to be kind of confined into the cities. Where on this side, in the cities, everybody's kind of being grouped up by the kingdom and their guard, all to train them in order to go out to battle against the demon lord. It is kind of cool because they do have the guard that's supposedly training them, is giving them really harsh training. And he points out the fact that the reason why he's doing it is because these are children from another world, and they're basically taking on the responsibility that kingdom has to defeat the demon lord, and he doesn't want to lose a single one of them. So I thought it was kind of cool. But it does kind of give that whole aspect of like almost the spider so what idea, where here's this guy over here while everybody else is over here. But yeah, Seichi, his thing go a little differently. Immediately he finds this fruit, and this fruit, he begins eating it. Come to find out later on, this is a fruit of evolution, and if you eat like 10 of them, it makes you like evolve a lot. So at some point they mentioned don't eat a 11th one, otherwise it'll kill you. But he eats a bunch of these just because he's starving, and over time, he starts to evolve. He starts to get a lot more fit looking, a lot more stronger, and all the while, he's kind of trying to survive. He ends up getting attacked by a bunch of monkeys, a bunch of things out of his level range, and anything that he can actually take out, he'll end up getting like this vast reward from it. He has a skill that essentially allows him to get the maximum potential loot from every monster he kills, as well as abilities from them, and knowledge. Eventually, he gets the attention of this big pink gorilla that immediately falls in love with him. Thinks that he's super strong and super cool and able to dodge his attacks. Nobody else has been able to do that. Seichi's amazing, and this gorilla is in love with him. And eventually, over time, as this gorilla is pursuing him, eventually, it leads to him escaping from her, going to this random building where there's this undead being that wants to essentially destroy everybody for his revenge. During this fight, the gorilla shows up and takes a hit for him and then is dying. And then he takes out this undead dude before this gorilla ends up turning into this beautiful woman. So now it seems okay. Got a cute girl now. Gorilla Girl. Following this, they essentially make it to town where they end up going to the guild, where apparently the guards are like, no, don't go to the guild, dude. If you need to talk, don't go to that horrible place. There's horrible people there, which they find out when they go over there. There's just everybody in this guild is just whack jobs. He ends up joining the guild, registering, going through some training with this Altria girl who apparently it believes that she's Calamity, and everybody that gets involved with her gets harmed. Seichi ends up getting a bunch of rubble on him, but he survives, so she's perfectly happy with him now because he broke the curse. And that's pretty much where they leave it. So, yeah, it's just not working for me. And that's fine. I think I do feel that it's a goofy show. It is an incredibly, incredibly goofy show. And it really doesn't know when to quit. Like, if you're looking for a show that just is willing to do anything and everything to be completely off the walls bonkers, that's this show. Unfortunately for me, it just doesn't, that aspect doesn't really work for me, and so most of the comedy didn't really go my direction. I think a lot of it also is it has a very much a feel of like a Japanese skit comedy, where it has that idea of like the person that just always standing there as like straight man and reacting to this other person, and they have like that whole thing where somebody says, oh well, you want to do this, right? And then the other person goes, no, I wouldn't want to do that, and then everybody laughs. It has that kind of feel to it. It almost feels like this is being done in front of a stage and an audience, because it always feels like the characters are almost waiting for a reaction from an audience. And like I said, if that's something that works for you, that definitely is great. It's goofy. It's bonkers. And if that's what you're looking for, it definitely fits the bill. I mean, the moment they open the door to go to the guild, They have one guy is basically a flasher. So he opens up his jacket and he's almost naked underneath. You have one guy is got a binky in his mouth. This lady's over here cracking a whip and dropping candle wax on some guy underneath her. And then when he joins the guild, he immediately is taken to the back by a bunch of rough-looking guys where he's almost sexually assaulted. And yeah, it's just whatever can happen will happen. That's this show. There's a gorilla that's in love with him that turns into a cute girl. Whatever can happen will happen. Big chubby stink guy is able to use his stink at his own will to attack people, and then he turns into a handsome, guy because he evolved. It's crazy. It's just crazy. It seems like at the other side of the storyline, you have essentially people that apparently knew Seiichi, and they're kind of hoping that he's okay. He apparently went to a different school or a different class or something like that, so he got separated from his old friends. So his old friends are kind of looking for him. They are kind of concerned for his well-being. Obviously, the people in his class didn't care for his well-being because they just basically kicked him to the side. But visually, it doesn't look good. I think that's my other issue that I have, besides the fact that the comedy just doesn't work for me personally, is it doesn't look good at all. It looks very rough, but I don't think it's really a show that's going to need really awesome animation. Some of the bad art does kind of work with it. If you're going for a straight goofy show, it definitely is fine with having a lesser than appealing anime style. But it's kind of funny that I thought that honestly every character that was going to end up in his group were going to be evolves of some sort. I think they have like a cat girl in the PV or something like that, which I'm assuming is probably going to be maybe an evolved cat into a cat girl. I just figured he was going to go around and give the fruit to any beast that he met just to make another harem member, but so far, it's kind of just stuck to the gorilla. So pink gorilla waifu added to the party. Now they have, obviously, this Jana arc kind of character, or Altria girl. That's the warrior tsundere, which they went to the tsundere character, so it's not like the usual Arthur or King Artoria type character. Obviously, the ringlets character seems to have a split personality that she changes based on her outfit. She had like this whole dominatrix thing going on, and now she's an attendant to the front desk. Lots of crazy shirtless muscle guys, so that's a thing. It was I have to admit, it was kind of nice that he technically did acknowledge the gorilla as a love interest before she turned into a cute moe girl. So I guess he's got that going for him. Like the assumption was going to be that he constantly said, no, I don't want to be with this gorilla. And then eventually, it would change into a cute girl and suddenly nosebleed. And he's perfectly fine with her now. But they actually had him accept her before that. So that was kind of nice. But anyway, that's my thoughts on the first 3 episodes of The Fruit of Evolution. Definitely, if any of that sounds interesting, go check it out. I think it'll be really hilarious if you like that kind of bonkers, crazy, over the top. Nothing is normal. Everything is just crazy. It just didn't work for me, like I said. I don't know. I might check out one more episode, but I'm thinking this will probably be a show that I'll just kind of drop because it is a extremely busy season with upwards of 60+ shows. So I'm pretty sure I'll find something else to fit in the gap. But yeah, like I said, if any of that sounds interesting, check it out. If you like this video, leave a like down below. Comment. Let me know what's thought of the episode or this show. If it's working for you or not, let me know what's working for you. I'm always open to hear you guys' feedback. Subscribe if you haven't already. Share this video if you can. Support us on Patreon if you can. We definitely appreciate everybody that does. And there's a tip button in the description if you want to support us directly. And y'all take care.